Reassembly of a F2 valve. To insert the body O-rings, the two body O-rings, the two big body O-rings. Grease both O-rings. Next step, we're going to insert the bottom disc. Always make sure that when you insert the bottom disc, that the smooth side goes on top of the O-rings. Add a little bit of grease first, and then insert face down. Then we insert the top disc, little bit of grease on the smooth side, and insert the smooth side down. Next step, we're going to assemble the spindle. The bottom wearing goes at the bottom, like that. Then we put on the O-ring. It goes over. That's one. Second O-ring goes to the bottom. Then we insert the small wearing. It goes on the top. Next step, we thrust the washer. Goes on top. Then we roller bearing. Grease both sides of the roller bearing. Insert that on top. Then we last thrust the washer goes on top. That's what we call a spindle assembly. Next step, I'll be greasing the spindle. Add grease right around and on the bottom wearing, right around. Once that's greased, I'm going to mount the spindle onto the disc. Always make sure that the notch on the spindle faces the back of the valve. Next step, I'll be mounting the O-ring onto the bonnet. First we grease. Then it goes on like that. Next step, I'll grease my bonnet in the inside, grease the bore in the inside. There's enough grease in there. And now we'll mount the bonnet onto the body. Always make sure that the notch faces the zero. And the locking screw, where the locking screw goes, faces port A. Once all the screws are in, tighten down firmly. We assemble our gland nut. By adding some grease to the big O-ring. This one goes over the top of the gland nut. Next step, the small O-ring, grease that up a little, and that one goes in the inside of the gland nut. Then we add the gland nut to the top of your body. Press down and turn. By using a gland nut spanner that comes with every valve, we will start tightening the gland nut down. After the gland nut is turned right down, we back it off at least 3 to 4 notches. After backing off the gland nut 3 to 4 notches, we put a locking screw in place to prevent the gland nut from moving.
Before reassembling the actuator onto the valve, rotate the spindle to the 90-degree position and back to ensure that the movement is smooth and the torque is constant. Do this several times. At the end, ensure the notch on the spindle points towards the zero on the valve bonnet. This is the closed position, so that this enables the G1 actuator or the handle kit to be reassembled on the valve.